Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for being here, for receiving me in this space. Alhamdulillah. My intention with this video is to do a monthly check-in on the new moon and the full moon. And what better way for me to start in the full moon of Rabiulawwal, the blessed month of the birth of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Did you guys see the beautiful full moon that is shining the night, reminding us of our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? So when we connect with, so for me, when I see the moon and with this month, the feeling, the emotion that come to me is this immense love and gratitude and missing the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And this is one of the emotion that Allah gave to us. But some of the days leading up to the full moon, during the full moon, I also experience other heavier emotions. I experience fear. Lots of fear came up for me, and also some of my old wounds from my childhood came up to me. And for some, and I'm sure if it happened to me, it also happened to some of you. So some of us might wonder why this is the case, right? And this is because the nature of the full moon is, to some people, it has this great sort of gravitational pull. If when you see the earth, even during the full moon, right, it pulls the water, it pulls the tide of the water. This is also the same with us, with our body, with our emotion, because emotion is water, it's like water. So it will pull this emotion up to the surface for us to witness it, process it, and release it. So this is the hikmah of the full moon. This is the wisdom behind the full moon. And when we know this, we are able to work with it for our healing journey, for our spiritual growth. So I just would like to share with you some of the things that happened to me, or what I experienced during this full moon. As I mentioned before, this love, swelling love of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But there's also fear, an intense fear that came up out of nowhere. And it was really surprising to me that, where does it come from? But this is what happens from time to time, right? So there are things within our psyche that is being put up for us to witness it, for us to say it as it is, and for us to give compassion to ourselves, to deepen into our self-compassion, to deepen into our self-knowledge, and then to release it to God and to ask from God, from Allah, help me with all these things that I don't even know it's there. So I had to do that a lot for the deeper, denser emotion that came up. So I love the lighter, more buoyant, more sparkling energy, emotion that come. And I also struggle with the darker, denser emotion, and I make dua to Allah, help me with this. And I lean into the tools, the somatic tools that I have, that I've been practicing, moving my body, tapping, just moving it out somatically. I also shared these fears, this emotion that I have with my family. Um, I paint something to process this. So these are all the tools that we have that can support us in our journey as our lives goes on, right? So normally it's during this full moon that I had to really tap into these tools um, that I practice and also shared with my community. Um, so in my sessions, I use the term rasa, emotion and beyond, to talk about the emotion of ourselves, the finest subtle energy, that what happened when we feel a certain emotion in our body. So as we go on this journey with getting to know ourselves, the moon check-in, um, my intention is to share more of these tools, to share more of my experience and perhaps other people's experience of how do they work, what tools do they use in their inner work, in their inner journey. I'm looking at my notes here. So we this is how we are as human, because we are a cyclical being, and our nature of cyclical being is reflected a lot in the moon, the creation of Allah, that is the moon. If you see the moon changes throughout the month. It started as a new moon, and then it goes bigger and bigger and bigger and culminate at the peak of the full moon, and then it goes smaller again. And this is how it is also for us as human. We don't hold our energy at the same level throughout the month. It changes, and this is especially much more resonant through to the more highly sensitives, and some women and some men too. Yeah, because we are all, Allah create us differently. We experience our life differently. We experience the connection between ourselves and all other creations in the cosmos differently. So the work is for us to deepen the connection with ourselves, to deepen our self-knowledge, to find this deep connection with other creation of God. And as we do this, we will see this beautiful pattern, beautiful interconnectedness that is undeniable. And we feel it all in our body. We feel it all in our knowing body. So this is part of the journey. This is part of what it means to be human, what it means to live the human life in our human body. Without this connection to our emotion, to our heart, to our body, we will feel some sort of disconnection or meaninglessness, confusion, lack of direction, lack of belonging. So these are some of the symptoms that some of us are experiencing due to the lack of connection with ourselves, our body. So it is my intention that in this video we will go through this month by month, having this conversation, having this space for us to get to know ourselves. Get to know ourselves in a deeper way. Get to know our hearts. Get to know our body. All in the intention of to get to know our Creator deeper. To create, to have this greater bond with the Almighty Allah, with the one God. So this is my intention with this video, and may Allah make it easy for me and for all of us to keep going in this journey, inshallah. I see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.